Hello again, everyone. Nick Michalak and Trent Zuberi here.
How's it going, guys?
Continuing some Steven Seagal commentaries for you guys. So today is one of the absolute best.
One of the best.
Out for Justice with a fantastic cast.
Some would argue the best of the first four.
One of the absolutely.
I don't know. I've had debates. This has probably been said to be probably the best of the first four.
Well, let's get into it, guys. If you got your own copy, you can hit the timestamp to 0 to sync it up, and hit play now. And right back with comfortable Warner Brothers for Seagal.
Absolutely. Were they all four were Warner Brothers, right? Or no, one
Aside
of them.
from Mark for Death.
Mark for Death was different. That was Mirror.
That was 20th Century Fox.
Fox, right? Okay. Yeah, I know one of them was different. The nice, the quote from a playwright in Brooklyn.
Some sort of poetic literature there.
They're deep. Seagal movies can be deep too.
Mm-hmm.
Again, a great opening scene, as always.
Yeah.
As all of them have had a fantastic opening scene thus far. Like, I love it's like you kind of get right into it.
Yeah.
It's not a slow opening scene. Like, you are setting up your characters. Like, you already.
This is the tone straight out.
Right. You already know something cool is gonna go down.
Yeah.
I love this, the cliche pimp.
Yeah.
Like, this is the cliche, like, comic book pimp. This is great. I love how it's very, it's very late 80s, early 90s New York, Brooklyn, before Brooklyn became what it is now, which is very, very gentrified.
Yeah.
Turnip truck. Bobby Lupo.
Yeah, Bobby Lupo.
We hear his name. We should
5,000 times this movie.
I would say if you are a drinker listening to this, you should have a drinking game. Every time you hear the name Bobby Lupo, just take a shot. This is
That's happening in broad daylight type of shit, man.
It's your cliche, like pimp slapping a hose. What's going on here?
It's a nice scene because it kind of sets the standard for this character of what he stands for and whatnot. Even he's there for a completely different purpose. He sees this shit happen. It's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm not going to see this guy beat this woman to death.
He what was always cool was that he was always, the character was always one of that he had depth. He had morals to him. He was a regular guy underneath it all. He doesn't like injustices. He doesn't like people being wronged.
Yeah.
So they're just saying blow a $3 million hit for the sake of integrity here.
Yeah.
I love the red shoes on the guy too.
I love that shit.
I love that. Wow, fuck your wife and kids.
Oh, right to the window.
It's just he always has a great opening beatdown scene.
Yeah. Everyone knows Gino. That's the thing too.
That was the thing too. It's like he knew him. That was always the thing. He's
establishing the neighborhood's sensibility of the film.
What a shot though.
That's a fucking shot.
That is a great shot. Like,
nice logo
through
too.
the broken windshield, the guy's legs hanging out.
Yeah.
It's an intense scene actually.
Yeah.
William Forsythe, the credit. A phenomenal performance coming up here.
Yeah.
Extremely underrated actor. I mean,
the guy gets a fair amount of work. I'll say that.
He's working. He's busy. No question about it.
He also shows up a lot of cons too, so he does the convention circuit stuff.
And he is John Forsythe's son, correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
There's a second here. Robert Lasardo, he's in here. He was in Hard to Kill. This guy. On the left.
He was.
Yeah, tattoo dude. He's gonna get smacked around some more by Seagal.
He's like, that guy took a couple of good smacks. Bring him back.
Dave Michael Frank doing another Seagal score.
Yeah. He knew how to fit it, man. He fit the time frame too, like that '90s sound. You know, it was like very distinct.
Yeah. Yeah, early '90s they tried to go for kind of a not so much the synth stuff of the '80s, but kind of have that still in there, but kind of have like driving rock tracks,
right?
Stuff
Exactly.
like that, and mix it in with some conventional score or whatnot. So they had a blend of things. But this is the fucking scene here.
It's so damn intense.
Yeah, just like.
I mean, look at the rage on his face. You know?
Yeah.
Forsythe's a great actor, man. Look at that. Look.
Yeah.
He is out for pure blood, man. There's no question what he was going for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a straight up execution.
Mm-hmm. Just look how graphic
and the
that
detail.
is.
Yeah, I was just about to say the
When I get so used to a lot of action films today, they're PG-13 and they're just shying away from the violent stuff because they want to have a broader audience type appeal, and a lot of times it doesn't end up working. But this was the standard at the time.
Look at the shot on the way out. He spits on him, he turns away and not even looking. He gives him another bullet. I don't know if you caught that.
Jesus!
He gives him another, like, not even. They look at him, shoots him again, and gets back in his car and takes off.
Nice Camaro, too.
A bright red Camaro.
Fucking Camaro, man.
Awesome. I went through a phase where I dressed like him because of this. Like, I was like, where do I get these kinds of shirts? Like, I ended up not being able to find those, because that's basically like a dress vest.
Yeah.
So I just modded a bunch of shit I had. But this is, I think, at his absolute, like, he came into acting right here. This is one of his best performances, and, like, his look was on point. You could tell he'd be, like, even hit the gym more. Like, this guy got way more into, like,
because the next couple films he started getting a little bit heavier and everything. He wasn't slim.
Right. This is like he was a megastar at this point. You know.
Oh, this fucking beat too. It's just rabid mad dog bullshit. I mean, you would not see this in a film today.
Jesus!
You would not see a moment like that in a mainstream action film today. Just not that point blank brutal.
To this day,
you'd have to look a little bit further underground for something like that to happen in a modern film.
You know, the folks at home then see this, but you saw. I still clutched my head in that shot. I've seen this movie 1,000 times. That scene. I mean, he's so cold. He's so cold-blooded.
He's so thoroughly genuine about what he's doing.
And the look, man. Like I believe Richie is an evil person.
I mean, we haven't had much dialogue with the character, but
it's been 5 minutes.
The actions speak louder than anything he can say.
What just happened in 5 minutes is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah. But it's interesting, the director John Flynn, he had just done the Stallone film Lock Up. It's one I haven't seen, but when he's in the prison with like Donald Sutherland or something like that.
I don't think I saw Lock Up.
I've never seen that, but it's
surprising because
probably the only real other notable thing he did prior to this. But he'd been directing for like 20 years up to this point, so you had a seasoned director who can handle the
it's surprising
everything really well
because we haven't seen it because we're big Stallone guys. I'm surprised neither one of us has seen that one.
And Flynn is checked IMDb. He's Chicago born.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He died about 10 years ago, though.
The good relationship with the ex-wife, is that what they're trying to establish here? Like, he's still loved. He's like...
Remember those old dining room chairs and whatnot?
Yeah, we had them.
In the 80s. Yeah, everyone
had them in the 80s, too. I love like the beret. I don't know, like he looks
like special forces or something.
Like he gets to come in looking like this.
Yeah. It's not. We're not there yet. I don't want to get ahead of things, but we're getting Jerry Orbach here. He's going to have a great beat in like a couple minutes. But
he was fantastic.
He is New York as it is, man.
He is. He's the grizzled vet, man.
Yeah.
Even the Law and Order time. I mean, this is 91. He was already on the show, wasn't he? At this point.
I think it was about 92 because there was like the first 2.5 seasons before he came on.
Oh, you didn't start with Law? I thought he started with it.
Yeah, Chris Noth was partnered with two other guys, George Zunza and Paul Sorvino.
Yeah.
Before this, then they finally brought in Orbach, and that's when the show just hit its speed, hit its strike, found exactly what it needed. mean, just getting Jerry Orbach there, that puts the credibility into the moment of the scene.
100%.
It's like, because he is so authentic to the surroundings. You just see him on screen, it's like, okay, yeah, it's Jerry Orbach. He sells it just by being there.
They're setting it up, who he is.
Yeah, setting the tempo of the relationships and the neighborhood.
Well, they all grew up together. They knew each other. That's the thing now. Jeez.
Yeah.
They all know. That's what I like. It's just like they all. He knows the whole. Yeah. It's like they showed the guys
were running around the block for 30 years and everything. Yeah. What about the accent? How do you like the accent?
It's not bad. He's trying.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a Michigan guy. He's I think Southwest Michigan guy.
Yeah.
Not a bad job. It's very very caricatured of what it is. Yeah. It's the voice we all do in Chicago when we imitate a guy from New York.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But it's not terrible. It could be a lot worse. I like how they even said, that's the ex-wife, right? Like a freaking machine.
Yeah. But this is what I like. Is like, just give him a fucking shotgun, let him loose on Brooklyn, let him go do whatever he wants. That's what I like here. It's you have this very gritty, realistic world, but there's kind of preposterous elements in it. It's like,
you don't just give
just go ahead and take a shotgun and hunt him down for us, why don't you?
What's funny is he's every movie where he's never just a regular beat cop. He's always like a special forces, special team.
Yeah,
like he's like the super cop. Like it's always on his own mission.
Yeah,
and he always gets to he's the one who gets the rifle.
Yeah,
he's the one who gets the special car and the special this and that. Yeah, I like how they establish their divorce goes through this month. Yeah. They're still on the rocks but there's still the care, in there.
This kind of takes a little elements from everything that kind of worked for Seagal before. I mean, you got the mob ties, which were also in Above the Law.
Oh yeah,
and all this type of stuff. So it's like this is only the fourth film into his career or anything, but you can see that they really just knew what worked for him so quickly.
Mm-hmm. So they establish here now, you got the cops looking for Richie, and then you got the mob looking for Richie, because there's all sorts of crap going on from both ends. Richie's already set up in 10 minutes as a super villain.
Yeah.
Which is, from a director's point of view, as a writer's point of view, how interesting is that?
Yeah.
In 10 minutes you can establish a guy as a super villain?
And one, it creates the urgency for the whole film.
Exactly.
It sets it off that it's going to be quick-paced. We're not going to take a lot of time to build up to a point. We're hitting the ground running and we're going for it. There's an imminent danger out there that Gino's got to go take him down.
I think that's phenomenal. If you can do that so quickly. I love that. Hey, Sammy, what are you doing here, asshole?
Over here like a girl.
It's such a great. It's so authentic.
Yeah.
Looking. I love it.
Plus, you're shooting in New York, so you got 5,000 seasoned actors to choose from to put in this film. That's the great thing.
This actor, I know him. The guy playing the Don.
Mm.
He is in The Fugitive, isn't he?
He might be. I don't know.
I think it was the one-armed man.
No.
That's not him?
No. Yeah. Fugitive, it's Andreas Katsoulis. He's I don't know what else you'd know him from, but
it looks so much like him. That's not him, huh?
No.
You can see where I'm making the
yeah, they're very similar, but Andreas is actually Jewish, so I don't think he'd playing it. He probably would play it Italian or what now. Another film I know him from is there's a Ridley Scott film from the mid '80s called "Someone to Watch Over Me" with Tom Berenger. He was the hitman in that too.
Oh, really?
And he's done a bunch of sci-fi roles too, but he passed away like 10, 12, 13 years ago or something.
So they're giving you the setup here where it's law versus the underbelly of crime.
Yeah.
Right? So you have the mob saying, disrespect to my neighborhood, he did a wrong thing, let me deal with him.
This rogue guy out there is like, you got this rabid mad dog out there. He's going to call his ways for the mob. They like things nice and neat and clean and organized. This guy's going out there causing fucking trouble all over the place. That puts more heat down on us.
Yeah.
We're going to start knocking our doors, busting through our establishment, trying to find out things. We need this guy out of the picture, one way or another.
I like how they've established the peace between the mob and the cop. It's like, we're good.
Yeah.
We're calm, we're good.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite scenes is about to come up here. You think you know which one I'm getting at?
I think so.
It's a completely improv scene. We'll get to it. Well, I love the
Oh, the dog.
That's not the one I'm talking about. This is funny though. This this slipped my mind. This was in here.
There's all these nice little beats in the film, which is like they don't need to have this in there, but it's like, I don't know, it just adds something peculiar to the mix. I don't know how else to put it. These little touches that they put into the whole thing, it just like it just fills out the neighborhood, the community that they're working through. You've got so much color going on between all these different characters and everything. Even some just random asshole you really just never meet until the end of the film or whatnot. Just like adds something more into this compressed journey of everything.
And how about the addition of the Beastie Boys?
I
mean, this was huge for the song was only a few years old at this point.
Yeah, I don't think they'd really gotten licensed into anything at this point.
Yeah, that's pretty. It's so fitting, you know.
Yeah.
For the the dog element, they really set up the characters extremely well in this movie because they show like his compassionate side now. He's got this puppy and he gives a shit.
Yeah.
I think his look was at its complete best here.
Yeah.
Like he just had it's a phenomenal. Like he came into the image at this point really well.
You got the baggy shirts and everything too, so it's like
I think
it gives him a nice frame or whatnot. He's got kind of like these squared off shoulders.
Yeah, his
and everything. So it's like he's got this V going or sort.
Right, his hair was like I think probably his longest. Right, was in this movie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that became like the signature, like the pony. His ponytail was so known for it at one point.
Yeah.
But this was I think his longest. Yeah, I mean I feel like his look was like really ideal.
Yeah.
Six-pack of seltzer.
Yeah, again, I mean, it just little beats that just add more into that fiber of what they're building here. Everyone knows everyone. Everyone has a relationship of some sort. It just like it's a nice, tight story put together. I like that.
It's like relationship building everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a great marketing guy in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
A six-pack of seltzer. I don't know why. Oh, here. I got to...
Oh, yeah.
So... I love it. I rewound that scene. I don't know how many times. Completely improv. They weren't even expecting it. It just... I read about this. It literally not scripted or anything. That laugh he had, totally off. Like he didn't even know he was being filmed. It was like he just laughed at the whole thing. None of it was planned. I think that's great. What a fuck.
I love that.
Now you got the bread.
Oh shit, it's Gino. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh man, awesome car chase through what was already a tight street.
Oh yeah, man.
Now, knowing what you know about filmmaking, I mean, even in those days, there's no CGI, none of that crap going on. No. Very authentic. How fast are these cars actually going?
They're going as fast as they look. I mean, usually, if they're speeding up the film, you can usually tell it because it just looks... You lose the weight of the motion or whatnot. Yeah. It looks a little too cartoony.
So in these cases, they're really like...
They're punching it, man. Yeah.
Man, it's like, I wish there was more of that nowadays. You could see all the phoniness nowadays in the CGI and stuff.
Yeah.
And film tricks.
Yeah, it just doesn't have as much grit to it. It's more stylized these days.
Look at him just putting the abuse on these shocks.
Oh, I would not want to be that stunt driver. I know the guy who did all the stunt turbo jumps for Knight Rider ended up getting like a steel rod in his neck or something.
Really?
Because it fucked him up so much.
Too much weight in the car.
Yeah. Got 6 guys crammed in this car. Fucking A, man. Look at this chase, man.
Yeah, it's a great chase. I mean, dude, what are we? Not even 20 minutes into this movie? 20 minutes maybe in this movie at the most.
And they're always with these like big fucking cars, like a Cadillac or something.
Yeah, nobody ever has
never like a muscle car or something like that. It was
or like a small zippy little car like a. Nobody's got a Hyundai Sonata here.
Yeah.
That weighs like 800 pounds.
Yeah. I think they're driving like an Oldsmobile or some shit. See too many brown cars these days.
No, you don't. Not that color. That like penny brown.
Yeah. Take them for pork chops.
It's a funny line when you put out of context.
Yeah.
Let's take them for some pork chops. He's just so blatant, like with the gun.
Yeah.
Always a convenience. I think they've ruined a convenience store in every freaking movie
Yes.
thus far. Right? I mean, am I wrong? I think every movie had some kind of store scene.
Yeah.
Above the Law had the one. Hard to Kill, we know for sure, opened with it.
Mark for Death had the one like the big department store type of thing.
They always ruin a store.
Yeah.
I wonder if that is like a little trademark, put them in a store. Like a scene. These scenes just work for them.
Yeah. I mean, typically, you go into a store, you can have a nice bit of square footage to work with. It's a controlled space to work on. So.
You get the intense.
This is a sound idea.
Yeah. You get the butcher knife in the guy's thigh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
God.
In the nuts and on the hand, man.
Oh,
that's no good. That's a bad day.
I just love the Aikido that he uses. It's great.
Smacking dudes around with the fucking sticks.
Or just like, the Aikido, the art of using momentum and stuff is just phenomenal how he incorporates it.
Smacking with the sausage.
That's awesome. Those little the little.
They got the humor too.
The little bits of humor they've always. I love this.
Don't be a bad guy.
I use that line to this day. Don't be a bad guy.
Just leaves them there.
Look at this disaster he just leaves. I've seen this guy.
Which one?
The Don.
Okay.
I've seen him. It's gonna kill me. I know this film.
See if I can dig up some info.
So yeah, I really like the parallel that they just showed you right now, that the news has made Richie out to be a monster, and they're like, he's not even one of ours. What the hell are we doing? He's not one of us, and it's ruining our reputation. This is another good scene too with the stock boy.
He's apparently in Goodfellas and Casino.
Goodfellas, that's where I know him from.
Richard McConnell.
Yeah.
McConey.
Yeah, he was in Goodfellas.
Ronald McConey. Yeah. He died in '96.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Shortly after doing Casino.
I like that. None of this is from New Jersey, right? He goes, I don't want that radioactive stuff. He goes, I don't blame you.
It's totally New York. The film just keeps moving on, man. There's no fat in this thing.
That's a good way to put it. It's like you constantly got something going on.
Yeah. That's what's nice about adding so many little elements in the thing and not making them too much of a thing in the film. There's just enough there to kind of tug on a plot thread here or there.
Yeah. They just show that he's friends with all the guys he grew up with. You know, now this guy's a mobster, and he ended up ever since we were little. Yeah. He's just got relationships everywhere. Gino's a great character, man.
Yeah.
It's like, look at that. The ethics, the morals, the heroism. Like, it's...
Yeah.
These movies don't get enough credit for that aspect.
Yeah.
They get a lot for the
genuine moments of character.
Right. They get a lot for the action. The action's great, too. But they don't get enough for that. Like, that's not bad. That's pretty decent,
There's quite a few scenes like that in this film where he's relating these stories about what these people mean to him and why all this stuff is happening and why he's so personal about it.
One of the best sets. One of the
Absolutely.
Best. We come back to this one again as well. But
can't wait. Can't wait.
Ricky's brother is fantastic.
Poor sap.
He's very 90s. He's very 90s Brooklyn. He's like a little shit heel, you know.
You got the guy in the tracksuit behind him. Any arrow, throw him in a tracksuit.
My dad wore tracksuits, and in 1991, my dad was wearing a tracksuit like that guy. It's funny, these guys are considered they were like a small part bit actor, whatever, but they were good. They were really authentic. They were good. They were natural.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a character actor who had a nice, distinct quality about you, you can be in 100 fucking movies.
Yeah. So they put in Richie's dad. So you gotta get a little background here, which is great.
Yeah.
Poor Mr. Madonna, wonder where he went wrong.
Yeah. And Mama.
She doesn't know what happened. What did they do? They came to this country with dreams.
Oh. Oh.
They know something's wrong.
Yeah.
You put that like element in, the parents, they know he's nuts. Look at the parents in denial,
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting element if you think about it.
Yeah.
You go to the parents.
Yeah. Look how fucking intense he is in this scene, man. I mean, this is when Seagal was taking the shit dead fucking serious. I mean,
he was out, man.
There's some behind the scenes, some contentious shit going on.
Yeah.
Where there's word that he was trying to cut out more of Forsythe stuff because he felt like he was overshadowing him in the film, which is ego getting in there. But I mean, just in terms of just performance and everything, I mean, he's as genuine as you can get with this role.
Yeah. They established everything. I mean, he's known since he was a kid. They grew up together. I've never you really ever see a script that shows the hero go to the villain's parents and say, and I know you. I was like, what am I supposed? And they're saying, don't kill my son.
Yeah.
Knowing how the movie goes, like, what are you supposed to do with that? You know, it's like a really cool element here.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's like Gino going there. It's like he's just. All I can think of is he's trying to level with them, trying to show them at least that amount of respect. I'm going to you first.
That's it.
To tell you what the hell's the deal.
Almost like he's confessing his sin.
Don't let anyone else. I don't want you to hear it from anyone else. Hear it from me.
Yeah,
if I'm the one who's going to take it down, hear it from me. Look at me in the eye first.
Absolutely.
That's very consistent with types of characters he plays.
Absolutely. That's a good way to put it. You got this guy. God, her name slips me, but she was on ER later on.
Juliana Margulies.
Juliana Margulies, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Father is David Margulies, who's the mayor in the Ghostbusters movie.
That's her dad?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because he was a New York actor.
He just passed away, didn't he?
Yeah. Not all that long ago.
That's her father? It blows my mind. I had no idea.
Yeah.
David Margulies is great. I love David Margulies.
Oh, yeah. It's nice seeing there's a fair number of people in here. Is like this is like right before they had something big happen, like with her, Gina Gershon.
Yeah, Gina Gershon was there.
She's right on the cusp before doing something really, getting a real splash of something going on in her career.
They throw in some good, like you got all these people who got their like little taste of theatrical experience.
Yeah.
And then they took it from there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you got that set up there.
Oh,
you're back to the pool.
Oh baby,
I love this.
Doesn't get better than this scene.
I love. This is probably one of my favorite scenes in movies. All time.
I mean, this is the quintessential Steven Seagal scene.
Yeah, this is what everybody talks about.
If you've never seen Seagal before, you'll look up this scene. If it doesn't sell you, nothing else is going to sell you.
Most of his stuff is pretty copyrighted on YouTube, but they let this one on there. This scene that you get because you want to share this scene.
Yeah, you want people to check this film out. This is the way to do it.
Hey, I listen to some of this dialogue and I realize how I started, like, where I get about my vocabulary from.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what this guy reminds me of?
Motherfuckers are all filthy mouths.
I just figured it out. Richie's brother, Vince Russo.
It looks like Vince Russo.
He reminds me so much of Vince Russo.
Yes.
The way he's
For your
talking.
wrestling fans, yes. Vince Russo is a contentious figure in wrestling.
Yeah, he's probably the most infamous writer of all time. But he reminds me of Vince Russo. He looks just like him. Google Vince Russo and after you listen to this and tell me if I'm wrong. There it is.
Bobby Lupo.
Bobby Lupo.
There we go.
Oh, that guy.
Now we're getting into it.
It's just such a great scene. Like, you know it's building to something.
Yeah. There's got to be a lot of improv in this thing for him. You know, there's pieces where he just goes off it, man. He just on fire with something. He's just rolling with it.
Everything is so great.
I like this big boxing.
Yeah.
Boxing memorabilia.
I heard something about how that guy was a real boxer or something.
Huh.
He was like an independent local boxer or something too. Like it was legit. It's one of the best totally improv scenes.
Fucking random as shit.
Whose hot dog is this, huh? There you go. You're a tough guy. There There you go. There's your shot. It's like you know this is building up to something.
Oh yeah.
The subtle take of the towel too, if you catch that.
Yeah. You're just stirring the pot so much.
How would you know? This guy. This is so like. I love this.
Yeah.
There you go. It's like he's a fearless character.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about.
He's got to go in the lines then and just fuck it up, man. That's what he's got to do.
I love it. $5,000.
Oh. Oh, there we go.
That's it. That one of my favorite moments in an action movie.
I think this guy got stabbed in Terminator 2. Isn't he in the bar scene?
Is he in the bar scene?
Gets stabbed in the shoulder. I think that's him.
Could be. These guys had a nice steady flow of like Hollywood circulation,
yeah.
You know, with those kind of roles.
Yeah.
Because they were doing what they were doing. They were just good background.
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
That's
Spitting out teeth. Oh my god. Oh
fuck. I mean, you can just feel that shit, man. This dude.
I love the Asian guy. Sticks. They call him Sticks. And he just sits there with like kendo sticks.
Yeah. I think this guy trained with Bruce Lee, though.
Yeah, I remember reading something about that. He was definitely... This is such an odd added element, because Seagal added this guy in so he could do this scene.
Yeah. You want to just have this...
They wanted to have this, like, you know, their martial arts showdown.
Yeah.
And look, to both their credits, an awesome little back and forth. But it's like, it's so unfitting of the movie, though. It's like, all of a sudden it's a martial arts stick war, you know? It's like, come on, stick to that. Stick to just throwing these guys around like they're bums, you know?
All right in the nuts.
And you got this guy.
Motherfucker in the fucking phone booth.
I love how like guys like that, you know, 25 years later go around and say things like, you used to be an actor, you know, you're Seagal for Justice. I was the guy in the phone booth. His name is Vinny too. I thought his name was Vinny. He's such a sleaze, this guy. Right back to the original question here now. Let's get back to the original question before all that chaos. And this was the shot in the trailer.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? That was the big shot of the trailer.
It's nice groovy music kicking in here. A little montage action.
Back to him getting this show on the road. Yeah, montage and move some story along.
Yeah.
On the other side of things. The pace of this movie is fantastic.
Yeah.
You don't get that a lot. You really don't get that a lot. Even like other quintessential action movies, you know, like let's say a Die Hard or you know, even a T2 or something, like they have their slow points to they leave room for more marination.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's just like from the beginning has not had a slowdown.
I mean, typically Seagal films are like 90 minutes and that's it.
Which is what you want. You want, you know, all killer, no filler. You know, just let pack it in.
Yeah.
For an action movie, you don't want to think too much, right? That's the idea. Like, I think things got away from it at the end, or years later, where they started adding too much thinking to action movies. Like, what happened to these
much thinking, or it just became too much spectacle, and not enough character.
Yeah, there was no character build, and there was too many plot twists, too many, you know, layered plots and subplots. And it's like, I want this. You gave me one plot, and I am in for the ride, and it is just a madhouse from here on in. Sometimes you need that.
Apparently, the budget was only about like $14 million, which seems all right.
Yeah, it's not terrible. I know. I'm sure I made money.
I'm sure probably a lot of that budget just actually shooting in New York.
Yeah, most of that permits, taxes and permits.
With as much as they're shooting all around the city, I mean, there's a lot of permits and a lot of setups, a lot of cast and everything. So
it seems like a movie they shot in a quick amount of time too.
Probably
because there's no major explosions. There's no major there's no CGI really in this. There's really nothing crazy. It's a lot of just
no special effects really. Not a whole lot of stunt work.
No, more of the driving is more of the stunt work. You know, some of the fight scenes that he choreographs anyway.
Plus, a lot of that stuff, all this montage stuff, would be done by like the second unit director and everything. Yeah. Just go out on an evening and whatnot, while the other ones are doing stuff. The main cast just take a couple stunt guys out or whatnot, stunt drivers, just random guys, and just shoot a bunch of shit. That's a nice little catch for him where he's like, first he says tell him, because he's usually just used to just barking orders.
Yeah.
Just ask him.
Yeah.
You don't want Gino on your wrong side, man. That's dialogue. Just random shit.
It's just very New York, you know. That's the best part. $800 in those days is pretty pricey. That's New York price, though. They lighten it. I like how they lighten it when they need to.
Yeah.
Do they show he's with a bunch of dopey hitmen? He's not. They're not geniuses here. You know?
No. They're just dudes he grew up with, and they just continue to follow around this psychotic maniac.
Look at that. Balls of steel.
Yeah, man.
It's just I love it. He doesn't care. He's a man on his own, and he just created another enemy right there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be another one of those little scenes where he just kind of like relates the history and the relationships and everything to people.
It's just great. Like there's so much history behind every character with them.
Yeah.
You know, you get the background why he became the cop, why he likes being a good guy.
Yeah. Looking up who wrote this. The same guy wrote Roadhouse.
Same guy wrote. Oh, really?
Roadhouse, baby.
It's great writing, though.
Because that's why it's like, what else has this guy written? It's like, okay.
Is it that's it? Just Roadhouse and this?
Roadhouse, 8 Million Ways to Die, with Jeff Bridges, and not much else. He's credited for the direct-to-video Roadhouse sequel just because he created characters. It's been called Charles Bronson film, The Evil That Men Do. Looks like he wrote this novel too, so that's interesting. So, a couple little things.
This is a great scene, actually.
Yeah.
If you really listen to the dialogue here,
yeah,
it's so freaking it's like how I talk to people.
It feels like someone who lived this community, lived with these types of characters, these people, whatnot, and pulling from real life experience.
It's great though. It just does not get enough credit for the writing. Because it's deep character development.
Yeah.
Deep character development on every major character in this movie.
Yeah. They all feel authentic to what the reality that they're setting.
I'm buying it all. Yeah. I'm like, I think that's why I always related to this one so well. It's like hook, line, and sinker. This one always got me.
Yeah.
Because I always felt like I was just watching. Along the sidelines there. It just felt like it was a real thing going on.
And it's interesting when you start thinking like scope is like there's not a broad scope in terms of like a big wide film or whatnot, like a big epic type of thing, but it has scope in terms of the volume of characters it has in this small community of setting.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like these types of films where, I mean, this one's not as much of a condensed, like, time period. It's not like over one night we've had, like, a day or two pass or whatnot. But I like these films that have that type of compactness and that urgency and that tempo or whatnot. Just feel like characters weaving through an entire, like, city or whatnot over one night or something like that, where you have them just meeting all these characters and weaving through everything to get to a certain goal before the night's end or something like that. Those types of films, I like that energy in a film.
Isn't this is the same day though? We're in the same first day, aren't we? On this one.
I'm not sure.
I thought we were.
I
thought this was a one night movie. I'm trying to like.
It'd be nice if we could rewind it, but we can't.
Yeah. Sorry, folks. Comment
fuck
below.
up your sync. The film.
One of the lines coming up in here is great when he asks about the waitress, the way he describes her.
Oh yeah, well, that's 90s erotic thriller star Shannon Weary.
Is that Shannon Weary
from Animal Instincts?
Oh wow, is it really?
Yes. You can see why she was in erotic thrillers.
That's funny. I love it. I can still get it wet. What about you? It's like, wow, Jesus, went right for it.
Gina Gershon here.
Oh, it's Richie's sister.
Oh yeah, sister.
I wonder if they're setting up some kind of tension, not tension between these two. Like
maybe they had something going on at some point.
The one you can dial, with the one nipples you can dial a phone with. That's how you describe it. I wonder if they like. Some of the tension was like not tension, but it was like maybe they dated when they were kids.
That's kind of the vibe you get between them. They probably had a little something going on at some point.
He just dumped this guy over the stairs.
Just like fuck off.
I love it. Just dump him fuck off. Just dumped him over the stairs.
I like this whole
so 90s or 80s,
yeah,
80s
the
more
look,
80s.
Whereas art direction or the place they scout or whatnot,
like the glass blocks.
The glass blocks everything, and the lighting they put on there with the red, splashing color around.
How many movies do you remember seeing in the 80s that had that glass cinder block wall with the tint of color into it?
Yeah, because it came from like the 70s, I think.
And just really peaked in the 80s. I remember I family friends who had those in their houses. Yeah, I think we're still on day one. I haven't seen a day shift here because it started early early in the day.
Yeah,
it's like a Saturday or something, whatever it is, or Friday night. There you go. See, that's it. You're never that good.
Smoking crack.
Yeah. That guy looks pretty familiar too. I'm trying to figure out. All these names.
The guy on the left here with the tank top and the leather jacket, I know I've seen him in something else. Randomly.
Got the track jacket on, for sure I've seen him. Rich is out of his mind, like the sweating and the sheen over just like.
Oh yeah.
How old is that guy supposed to be? This is 1991. They're showing, what, 20 years? That guy can't be more than 35 years old.
Ah.
Bobby Arms. So they got a name.
Bobby Arms?
Bobby Arms.
It's weird names, man.
That's a really weird name.
Pull out of nowhere.
Bobby Arms. Prostitution, honey. Many times.
$10.
Probably for her own good, he locked her up. They're really giving this guy a hard time. Personal business.
Personal business, the usual answer. So I don't think we've actually gotten the reason why he.
Not yet.
No, it's nice. It's nice that they just keep it like hanging up in the air for a long while. Yeah.
There you go. Were they hinting that did he really rat him out? I don't know. They really, it's not defined. He's like, I didn't do it, but it's pretty evident somebody
Probably did. Yeah. It's hard to be coincidence that they show up here.
Bobby Arms. Where's Bobby Arms in this whole situation? Bobby Arms did some stuff. He was in Castaway, Independence Day. He was the original Beauty. He did a lot of voice work for some video games. I'm trying to see I don't know, what's the one thing I've definitely seen him in. He was a World Trade Center movie. Hills Have Eyes. He's done some good stuff. It should be a kill count here. How many people Richie has killed throughout the movie?
Yeah. Gino going through Bobby's stuff and finds some coke and some illicit photographs.
There you go. And that photograph is that Richie's girlfriend?
Probably.
Is that what we're seeing here?
This Roxanne lady is.
Yeah. It'd be cool if they could have gotten the Roxanne for the soundtrack.
Roxanne! Too busy using it in another 48 hours at the time, probably.
That's right. Alright, so the father came in, he's concerned.
Yeah.
The whole thing's killing the man slowly.
Yeah. I mean, it's just another depth into the heart of the character here. I like it.
It's great. You almost start feeling sorry for the dad, because it's like this dialogue right here.
Yeah, you can see it right in his eyes. He knows how bad of a seed his son is, even though the mother is probably very much glazed over and not really seeing the reality of it. He really knows, and he's just afraid to really kind of confront it.
He kind of knows, though, it almost needs to be done.
Yeah.
He's just scared to have to do it, or have it happen. There's a pain in that man's eyes.
Yeah. That's a nice shot.
That's a great shot. A fog machine action going on there. That's a pretty cool shot. The reckless abandon which these guys drove with. Maybe she's gonna talk now. So here we go. It's kind of odd Bobby was keeping those in his office.
Yeah. The fact that he would keep them at all.
Yeah. He's trying all angles.
Yeah. He needs to crack something open because he just doesn't have the piece that he needs to understand what the hell's going on.
He's saying, like, I got your dad. I mean, I'll do whatever I got to do. But she's like, it's not going to work. He's done.
Beyond just getting rich, he needs to understand what the hell the reason was.
What's the one area you can tap into here?
Yeah. Why did he kill Bobby? And if there is there anything else underneath the surface of this?
Yeah.
That he has to clean up. Oh.
They tapped into that feed.
Yeah. And they're going to go right to his place. So the dog, man.
Hey, I forgot the dog's still there.
Nice. Almost forgot about you.
The ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little risky being on these police channels. You're able to intercept them on the CB radios.
Yeah. Well, this is slightly before the time where you'd have cell phones, well, probably significantly before the time you'd have cell phones being very prominent.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we had one of the big brick phones early on and everything, and then we had the one that came in like the leather carrying case thing.
Yeah.
And then I had an actual car phone built into the actual car and everything.
I had that early on, too.
So, been through all the phases.
The early days. She's being all nice to him now.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier in the day, she was saying, "Finish this business so we can finish ours."
Yeah.
A lot of background. I mean, it tells a lot. She's a good storyteller.
Yeah. I mean, and the director just knows how to just let the camera go.
Yeah.
And let the actor run the scene for you.
We used to have a guy like this too. The sharpening guy. Growing up, he used to always an old man, old Italian man. He's same thing he's describing. We had come through our neighborhood. He had this big cart, and he'd sharpen everybody's knives.
Huh.
and that was your father. And we had the same thing, man. We had the guy come around, and you know, as time has changed, it got fewer and fewer.
Yeah. And just the way he plays it feels like it's coming right out of himself. He's not reading lines. He's actually feeling the moment and everything, which I love.
I'm telling you, it's the best he was. A lot of people say Under Siege was like his real, where he really came into everything. And I don't know, man. I feel like this is where he really settled into the acting.
They give him a lot of juice to work with here. Give him a really good character, a lot of story to just wrap himself around. I mean, they give him moments to act in this film. With Under Siege, which we'll get to eventually, but I mean, it is.
You know, they're tying in that Richie's dad used to kind of look after him like a father figure.
Yeah.
When they were kids, after his dad died.
Yeah.
And you know how I arrested him.
Yeah.
That's what he's. You know, it's like.
Yeah, I mean, with Under Siege is big popcorn action. This is drama thriller type of stuff.
Yeah.
This is focusing more on the characters instead of being action beat. You gotta get to or whatnot and play. Lots of funny stuff, charisma, and all that type of stuff, and a couple one-liners here and there. This is building story and everything, and building characters in a dramatic fashion.
Yeah.
So they're different styles of films altogether. So, and with different senses of, different flavors of appeal and everything.
She asked. Now she's getting his wife back here. She's asking him to come back. Nothing a little tragedy to bring people back together.
You see it in a couple of these action films. I mean, that's what happens in Die Hard. Start out as a couple on the verge of splitting, and at the end, oh, things aren't so bad after we always got blown to smithereens.
It's like you go through a tragic event together. You know, you kind of brings you closer.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Just got a shotgun on top of the fridge.
There you go. Smart move. Get in the bathtub.
Mm-hmm. All right in the freaking throat.
He got him. A hell of a shot.
Oh.
Nice quiet nights and they have to come ruin it.
But it's nice. I mean, you have this great character team, but then they lay the seeds for it that they're on the radio. They know exactly where everyone's going and everything. So you build back into the action again. It's nice.
Is that Bobby Arms that just took a...
I think so.
I think Bobby Arms was... Jeez, point blank.
Just fuck it. You rat bastard. You don't even be able to use rat bastard anymore in a movie.
That's unbelievable.
It's
It's unbelievable. It is so unbelievable.
Oh.
I mean, how do you not like this movie? You should have, man. Nah, and he pushed him up. You won't get that nowadays.
Yeah.
You cannot get that in movies now. Deceased.
Oh, deceased.
Unreal. Back to this poor guy.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Vince Russo cannot get a break.
This wasn't bad enough. Now I got the mafia in here.
Jesus, everybody's been over.
Yeah, speaking of wrestling, it always feels like the bar from No Holds Barred.
Yeah.
Oh. Broke your nose. No, it's using it as a torture device.
Like the old man's the enforcer here.
Yeah, man. He's been doing that for like 40 years.
He's the R. Anderson of that
Oh,
group.
yeah. Well, there are 4 guys there.
There are 4 horsemen.
4 horsemen.
That's what I said. He's the enforcer on that group. God, I'm serious. Anybody listening to this, if you Google Vince Russo, tell me I'm crazy. That guy reminds me way too much of him. Blowing my mind. I'm gonna tweet him later and tell him that.
Again, the classy establishment.
Yeah, back to the upscale establishment. Yeah, Roxanne, also known as the waitress whose nipples you can dial a phone with. No, that's not the girl in the photo.
Mm-mm.
Oh, she's not Roxanne. Sorry, she gave him the napkin.
Mm-hmm.
Tear him away. Yeah.
So such filthy language in this movie.
Yeah, a lot of language. Now, in those days when there was no smartphone timer,
Mm-hmm.
well, I guess there were timers on camera. I was wondering who took that picture you just showed her. It looks very posed and ready.
Yeah. Like someone jumped out of the class like, hello! There's incriminating photographs.
Well, there you go. At the end of the day, it was over.
Rolodex. You don't get no Rolodexes no more, man. You don't need that shit.
I tell you, Bobby Lupo's a busy guy. He was doing the Terry, and he was doing Roxanne. Jeez. And then he pissed off Richie, man. That's his girl. It's over woman at the end of the day. Piss poor pool hall.
Oh, now it gets worse.
Man,
First
brother.
Gino, then the mob, now Richie.
You know, man. Richie's fantastic. He's a great villain. The little brother just licking his wounds. Playing the role.
Interesting family, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because it's Weasley little
Weasley
brother.
slapping him
He's
around.
got tough as hell sister, Gina Gershon, this kindly old gentleman of a father.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, man, the parents really went wrong here. What are you, clown? I love it. They're fearless though. Both The heel and the face here are just fearless guys.
Yeah. It's just basically getting to the point where these two are going just.
You
butt
can't
heads.
wait. You can't wait for them to meet.
Yeah. Because they're both having this equal sort of energy running through the whole film. Everything they're doing has so much forward momentum towards something. You just have no idea where it's going. Two freight trains coming against each other.
Knocked his brother out.
Mafia guys are coming back and they're going to blow him away.
I love anything like every couple hours another group comes slapping me around.
I'd like to just have that film, that short film or whatnot, just like the angle of these guys sitting in this bar all night, and dude just keep coming in and busting up the joint.
So they execute a bunch of made men. that
no.
turns into a huge problem.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah, because that's gonna throw Gino into it in a hotter spot.
You lose. Jeez. It's intense, man. You just cannot wait for the showdown to happen. They've built it so well.
Yeah.
Like they only cross paths one time, right?
Yeah,
in the car.
Yeah,
the car chase. That
yeah,
was
the car
it.
chase. That's
the
it.
only time they didn't even they were in the car. They were
never really
chasing.
got to just have that moment or whatnot. Never got close enough for it.
It's brilliant.
There's the dead lady in the photo.
Is the photo girl? Or was it the girl she was teaching?
I think.
I thought that was. Is that her?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's her.
Yeah.
Juliana Margulies and having to show a little skin early in the career.
I don't think that's her. I think that
was that the girl in the. She was teaching a girl how to read or something.
Yeah,
earlier,
I think so.
No, that was her. It's the way this girl's reacting.
Yeah. There we go. Just a little more Jerry Orbach to keep the fuel going.
Orbach pretty much looked the same up until his death, man. He looked great.
Yeah, now you got. Now the mob's going to be bringing the heat down.
O'Kelly. I've never heard that last name. O'Reilly or something else, but O'Kelly.
Yeah. It's different.
A little homage to Lethal Weapon there. It's a famous line from Lethal Weapon, right? They carried through all of them. Getting too over this shit.
Yeah.
Is the water boy? Is that him?
I think so. Yeah.
No, it's him.
Yeah, because I was right. Yeah, because we wouldn't have seen her because they said the girlfriend was murdered before the start of the picture actually happened.
Right, okay.
So she never had a acting scene in the film.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So my bad. Yeah. They kind of look the same though. They have the same hair and everything. Yeah. The look was very similar. Kids dropping a dime, literally.
Mm-hmm. If you can find a payphone, a dime won't do it no more. I don't know how much you gotta throw in those things, like 50 cents now or something.
If you can find one.
It's shove your credit card in it now, I'm sure.
How old is Forsythe?
Yeah.
Maybe mid-30s at most? Early 30s?
He had been about the same age as Seagal was. Seagal was about 38, 39.
Yeah, Seagal started a little later, though, right? Because he had the whole, like,
Yeah.
martial arts school and career prior.
Yeah.
I don't think he started acting until he was 35.
Yeah,
right?
Seagal.
I think above
think
the
he
law,
did.
he was
He did some stunt work on, I think it was a Chuck Norris film.
Yeah.
early on. Yeah.
the third Delta Force or something like.
Yeah, like early 80s type of thing. It might have been a.
Well, that's what got him in the
Canon
mix,
movie.
right? That's what it was that got him in the mix. Was
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Let's see if we can dig up some info on that.
He was 39 years old in this movie.
Yeah, martial arts coordinator is on The Challenge.
The challenge.
And Never Say Never Again, the unofficial Sean Connery Bond movie.
But he was 39 in this movie, and then Above the Law was 88, correct?
Yeah.
3 years prior to this. Wow, he did 4 movies in like 3 years. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, The Challenge had like Scott Glennon and a bunch of Asian actors in it, so I don't know where he got Chuck Norris from, but Sean Connery worked with, so it's enough of a tip of your hat.
Who is this now? Okay. Oh. Bobby's wife, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the interesting thing. You get this whole thing is like this guy who seemed like this perfect family man and everything at the start of the film.
That's what I'm saying. Bob
But then you start seeing he's in some bad shit. He's maybe been a dirty cop. He's been fucking around with a woman. Because I mean, early on when he's in the house with the father and whatnot, it's like Bobby didn't do nothing to him.
Yeah.
And now he's realizing, yeah, he kind of digged his own shit.
Yeah. Well, Bobby was a piece of shit, basically, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, he got dealt with. It sucks, but he got dealt with.
Yeah. It's a lot of Italian subtitle dialogue in the film for some Italian stuff they throw in here. It's
Yeah.
kind of nice authenticity to throw in there, you know.
It blows my mind how busy Seagal was like at this point. Like he did Above the Law in '88, Hard to Kill and Marked for Death were both 1990, early and later in the year.
This is 91.
This is 91. Under Siege is right after this. Like what?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he could retire on the money on those 5, but he kept going.
Yeah.
But jeez, like what a string of
Yeah.
hits, man.
I mean, and he kept going until like 97 or so, and that's where he kind of like had a break or whatnot or something like that.
Like Glimmer Man was
off.
97, right? That was
Yeah.
That was a. I like Glimmer Man a lot, actually.
Yeah, I think it'll be a very interesting commentary to get to. There's a lot to get into that one.
Dialogue in that one's fun.
I love Keenan Ivory Wayans. He's fantastic. I wish he would be around more these days.
Yeah, what is he doing nowadays?
I don't know. I think he's just a producer of whatever now. Probably.
I think his family's involved in it, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, Marlon Wayans and whatnot probably produces some TV shows somewhere, but the guy was probably one of the best of him and Damon were the best in the family. Here we go. We're getting up to our climax.
There it comes.
I wouldn't be surprised if this film also got a lot of stuff trimmed out for rating, MPAA rating stuff.
I mean, how much could you? I mean, look how much got left in it. Think about that.
I mean, just from the brutality you get early on, they probably had to temper some stuff back in editing to make sure it doesn't get like an NC-17 or something.
It'd be nice to get release unreleased version or uncensored version of it. Or
it would be nice, but yeah, I think back then a lot of studios like stuff got cut out. They typically didn't store it, or if they got stored, it usually can't find it again.
True. Yeah, I mean, it was like a lot of things nowadays they just taped over them. It was
yeah.
just tape over. When are we gonna need this again?
Eventually, I mean, you're paying money for the space to store stuff, and eventually, you just gotta throw some shit out. I mean, back then all you had was VHS and Laserdisc. You weren't thinking about DVDs, special features, and deleted scenes you could slap on a release or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, here's the film. Here it is. Yeah. Take it.
It's always interesting when you do have those ones that uncover a bunch of unreleased cut scenes and stuff from those early days, and you're like, oh man.
Yeah. I mean, I was just producing a review for The Crow, and I just everywhere I look on YouTube, there's more unreleased behind the scenes footage. Like, where do you find all this shit?
Yeah, I wonder how that's. I mean, it's usually some guys who worked on the film. They just got it, and they're like, oh,
like shoot like 5,000 hours of videotape or something.
He takes a bullet, right? Is that what he showed? He got one in the leg.
Yeah.
There was one I heard about. Just real quick to deviate while the shootout's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
With The Crow, I heard there's actually somebody for a long time had it online, but I guess they took it down. The actual some other camera angle of like the actual kill shot.
Oh, yeah, I've never had the interest to search that sort of thing out.
Yeah, no, I remember like it was like the not the edited version, but the one that ended up in the film, but like it was some other version of it that was like a different camera catching.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ!
Oh, Jesus, motherfucker!
He just shot his leg.
Holy Christ!
I mean, some of that stuff is just so awesome that they did it, and it's like he shot his femur off.
I mean, the only other time I've seen that was unfortunately done CGI, but it was in Robert Rodriguez's Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Oh yeah!
At the end of the film, he blows the guy's freaking legs off. Where he sees the bones.
The size of this house is ridiculous. Like, what is this?
It's nicely.
It's weird. This is like some kind of unfinished.
The layout is so nice because you can do so many different setups. You can kind of have a different backdrop. You can block the entire scene out so differently. You have different angles to work with.
But like, what kind of house layout is this? It's like a weird.
I don't know.
What's cool is like how I heard Forsythe actually like stayed up for like days at a time.
I think so.
Like
yeah.
He stayed up for like a couple days to get that, because that look is
just.
I mean, look at that. He is a crazed guy at this point. And I'm believing it, because I read something. He stayed up for a while. He got really method into this one.
I wouldn't doubt it. He's definitely that type of guy.
He is that type of actor, though. He's been known to like method act a bunch of his stuff, and like I can see him. You can see it here because like he definitely can tell. Because he's like the way he's fighting.
That ain't no stunt double. I can tell that's William Forsythe being smacked around.
And he's fighting like a guy who's been on a binger for days of drugs and everything. He has no coordination. He's just wild.
Yeah.
And it's just I love it. Use the momentum, man. Just keeps just destroying him little by little. Like Richie has he has no chance here whatsoever.
No. But it's a guy who's also like he's jacked up on so much crap that you can't just knock him out or whatnot. This guy's just gonna keep coming until you actually just take him, just completely kill him. Look at all this fucking blood all over the place.
Oh, place, yeah.
It just has so much grit to it.
I mean, like, I love it. Like, they're showing a guy like he's been up for days. He's high as shit. He's got no coordination in any of his swinging or his he's grabbing. He can't do anything. He doesn't serve he's just like nothing's hurting him because he's goddamn so hopped up on drugs.
Yeah, he's so high on crack and everything. He's got no nervous system left to get pain receptors.
I mean, look at this guy. He's out of his freaking mind.
Oh. Go ahead.
It was an anticlimactic.
It feels you want him to kind of like chop his head off or some shit after all this crap he's gone through.
It was just like a stab in the eye.
Yeah.
I love that a little thing. He took his gun.
Yeah.
And he's like, you did the right thing. I did
the
what?
right thing.
Tell the boss it was a ritual killing.
Yeah. From a fucking truck in Jersey.
It's just like the kill didn't do it for me, you know? It was kind of like that was it? After all that?
It feels like he should have been like cutting on him the whole time and then finally hit some big death blow type of thing, you know?
But maybe that could be that there was that little hesitation. He couldn't shoot him, you know? He couldn't stab him, you know? He couldn't brutally hurt him. Mm-hmm. Because it was kind of like, it is the child of Fred, the guilt of it. But he shoots him a little bit. Then
I mean, it might have been the thing in the back of his head with the father or whatnot. He probably maybe thinking of that. Yeah. And just hoping maybe there's a slight chance I can just subdue him enough and then I don't have to kill him.
Well, then he shot him. He shot the body 4 times also. Let's not forget that part.
But the fucking guy with the dog in the trash bag. Yeah. So. This fucking tough guy. Oh.
This is the guy that got up the street. They're like, hey, you want to be in a movie? Wise guy.
Balls. Oh, the dog pisses on him. Yeah. No. Nice little clip show at the end.
Yeah. Is it an outtake thing or no? It's just a
no
replay. Oh, it's a highlight clip of the whole movie.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Great movie, man. It is my personal favorite. I think I love the first 4 a lot. I love a lot of his movies, but this one is the one that got me into him. Mm-hmm. Somebody handed it to me on a VHS. I'll never forget it. Somebody handed it to me on VHS, and I'm like, oh, this guy looks really cool. Let me check this out. Life changed for me that day. Oh. Yeah, but the kill, it's like you want like an epic boom to kill. Yeah. But I guess they did build you to say, like, you know, there was hesitation on his part. Then he shot the body to cover it, you know, so it doesn't look like he killed the guy and all that. And
yeah. But there's also a fact, I mean, you've had so much in this film, just so many people getting fucking wasted and beat the shit and everything and so much stuff. Yeah. It kind of pales in comparison to all the badassery you had up to that point.
True. Interesting song to end it out with.
Yeah. It's got a little country rock edge to it, kind of bit of a Roadhouse vibe.
Yeah, there's a bit of a Roadhouse vibe in there for sure.
Yeah.
Pretty simple cast, nothing too crazy.
Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of cast. I mean, that's why another reason why they probably had $14 million. There's a lot of people to pay in the film.
I do love that it was. There's a lot. You could look at these names. There's a lot.
Phone booth man.
Oh, they got credit, huh? Yeah. I love you see all the names. There are a lot of Italians. They went very.
Boy and Alley, John Leguizamo.
Really? Oh.
I didn't notice him.
He was the guy that Richie punched. He stole the coke out of his jacket.
Huh.
It was during the montage scene. That's the only
another guy right before he started
How about
getting
that?
Noticed.
Isn't that funny? Wow.
It's an interesting film from that perspective.
Gee, that is funny. Well, you see a lot of Italian names in that cast.
Yeah.
It's like they went really authentic. It's
an
Italian neighborhood.
They cast local.
You know, it's an Italian neighborhood. The families, the people involved. You know, they went really. It's funny because Richie is not like William Forsythe is not Italian. Maybe he's mixed. I don't know, but he's not on surface. He's not. He's the non-Italian here.
Yeah.
But he, like, I guess I don't know. He worked for the scene, but the rest of the cast is predominantly Italian. If you look at those names.
Yeah.
Obviously, Steven Seagal isn't either.
No.
But everybody else was. there. That's why now you know why the song ended the movie. Written by Steven Seagal, produced by Steven Seagal, performed by Greg Allman.
Oh, Greg Allman, who we lost earlier this year. One of the greats of rock and roll.
Yeah. See, I love it, man. The old days. Look how long these credits. So there's not a thousand names.
His name is coming up on a lot of the producing and writing credits on the songs.
Yeah.
So it was very thorough work from him.
I just love there's not 1,000 names of CGI and computer people to name here. That's it.
Yeah.
They went straight people in like regular crew, man. This is done. This is like a brick and mortar crew.
Yeah. Such a great film.
Great film, man. I absolutely
don't make them like this no more.
Nope. I never get bored of it.
No. Until the end of the credits here, folks. Just be thorough.
Well, that's right. I forget about that.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for joining us for Out for Justice. We'll be back with some interesting stuff soon. So, thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.